Hello hardworking class and welcome back to the Thaddeus lab. In today's episode we are not reviewing just one, but two graphics cards, and we will start with something a bit more interesting. In my hands I have got the RTX 5070 from MSI, and here you can see the more premium model called Gaming Trio. We will be comparing it against the much cheaper RTX 5060 Ti with 16GB of memory, featuring now familiar and I would say slightly overused and boring Ventus cooling system. Graphics cards for this video review were provided by best computer hardware store in Lithuania called Kilobytes. They offer well-built PC setups, fair prices, and friendly specialists who are ready to help you not only morally but also technically. So, we are starting our testing with the bigger and more powerful brick, also known as the RTX 5070. Later we will install its younger hobbit-sized brother called Ventus RTX 5060 Ti. On the screen you can see specs of the test system. One thing worth noting, RTX 5070 only has 12 gigs of memory, while much cheaper 5060 Ti actually packs 16. But will that help it today? We will see. In the meantime, grab some kebab, get comfortable, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and let's jump straight into the benchmarks. Our first contender, everyone's favorite tryhard game called Counter-Strike 2. Sometimes I wonder, is it really a shooter or just cosmetic skins gambling marketplace? This time I didn't use low settings, all tests were done in 2K resolution with almost maxed out graphics, which you will see at the start of each game. In CS case, we are seeing a huge gap in favor of the RTX 5070, with up to 42% higher frame rates. Next on the list, the still popular battle royale game known as PUBG. Strangely enough, it's still played by almost 300,000 people daily. Optimization here is excellent, this thing runs even on the toaster. In this case, using ultra settings, both cards deliver solid FPS, but we are seeing the same story again, the higher tier card has almost 43% advantage. And the last esports title on our list, Call of Duty Warzone. You have probably already seen that Battlefield 6 was recently released, and Steam player count is looking very impressive. Honestly, there's little hope left for upcoming Black Ops, unless they make it free to play. But if you still feel like giving Call of Duty one last chance, on maximum settings both cards handle it well. The difference is smaller here and VRAM usage is noticeably higher on the cheaper card. Now let's move on to a few single-player games, starting with recently released Borderlands 4. Even though it doesn't look much better than previous entries, thanks to Unreal Engine your GPU will have to work for it. At max settings with DLSS and frame generation enabled, performance is decent, but without those technologies both cards would be choking really hard. Another newcomer, the zombie slaying simulator called Dying Light the Beast. Again, we used max settings, DLSS and fake frame generation. With all that, we are getting beautiful visuals and great FPS on both cards. This game isn't too bad considering VRAM usage, but the RTX 5070 shows its lead here with about 38% higher performance. Coming up next, an old but gold Wild West classic, Red Dead Redemption 2. Sadly, rumors suggest Rockstar might delay GTA 6 again, but honestly, who cares? Only the consoles will get to enjoy it at first. In the meantime, you can revisit their older masterpiece and both GPUs handle it perfectly fine. Don't forget that at first the game was released on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One with a 30 FPS cap and graphics below lowest settings, so this kind of performance is more than enough. Since we brought up GTA 6, let's take a look at its older brother called GTA 5. Instead of a new game, this dinosaur got a facelift, now with ray tracing options. There aren't many visual improvements, but at max settings both GPUs perform really well. We tested without DLSS and VRAM usage was still more than sufficient. Now let's see how the cards handle games with a lot more ray tracing, starting with Hogwarts Legacy, a magical world of Harry Potter featuring some magical FPS boosting Nvidia tricks like multi-frame generation. As they say, if you have got an RTX card, use RTX features, so we cranked everything up and the result is an impressive frame rate on the screen, even if it's kinda fake. Another title in our test, one that might give you a nostalgia, Half-Life 2 RTX. It's hard even to call this a game, it's more like a tech showcase, demonstrating that Nvidia tools can do if you wanted to rebuild an old game using modern technology like DLSS, frame generation and even full path tracing with high quality textures. Worth noting, this tech demo basically won't even run on AMD cards. And finally, the old resurrected corpse called Cyberbug or Cyberpunk 2077. Sometimes I wonder if this even a regular game or just a tech demo for Nvidia features, because this polished creation keeps getting constant graphical upgrades. With the RTX 50 series, we can crank up all the filters and even enable full path tracing with quadruple frame generation, but without them, both GPUs barely sustain console-like performance. So, we have seen how these cards perform in modern games, but I almost forgot, we also need to see what we can squeeze out of them, starting with the RTX 5070. On the screen you can see how it behaves at stock settings. We are comparing it with the undervolt, which saved us an impressive 37% of wattage, and at maximum overclock, giving about 13% gain in FPS. Now let's check out the RTX 5060 Ti. But right away notice this, the undervolted 5070 draws about the same power as the cheaper card running at stock, which is quite impressive, but 5060 Ti can use even less power while also undervolted. Meanwhile, maximum overclock gave us only about 10% boost, and it still couldn't catch up to the 5070. So let's wrap things up. Both cards handled all modern titles, even at maximum settings. Of course, that wouldn't be possible without DLSS and frame generation. Without them, you would be looking at the console level frame rates in most cases. On average, the RTX 5070 was about 40% faster, but also about 40% more expensive. If you don't care about aesthetics, acoustics or better temperatures, there's also the RTX 5070 Ventus, which is roughly 100 euros cheaper, offering nearly identical performance to the fancier Gaming Trio model. In that case, you're getting even better performance per euro ratio. Today we mentioned difference in memory size. The RTX 5070 has 12GB, which I would say is bare minimum a modern GPU should have, though you might need to lower settings in the future. Meanwhile, the cheaper 16GB 5060 Ti might last you a bit longer in that regard. Also worth mentioning, there's an 8GB version of the same card as well, which honestly shouldn't even exist, so don't make that mistake. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you later.